Cruise, the new Disney adventure film, is now available for you to all go out and watch on the big screen and Disney+. Now, this movie stars Dwayne "Rock" Johnson, Emily Blunt, and Jack Whitehall. This is the story all about going to the Amazon to collect a special leaf from a tree that can heal all diseases and create medicine that could change society as we know. Now, do they get there? That is the question. I'm going to tell you guys exactly my thoughts about this film. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of Jungle Cruise? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Let's get a discussion going. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and without further ado, let's jump into this review of Jungle Cruise. Okay, so Jungle Cruise. Look, this is a ride at Disneyland. Who would have thought they would have made a movie about this? I mean, well, I did do exactly the same with the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. They made a movie, which was actually quite good. And then some of the other ones aren't that quite good. But hey, we got a cool franchise out of it. But now they've done it again with Jungle Cruise. This time they have got in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The guy who is entertainment gold. Who is absolutely one of the most charismatic people ever. And I love Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I absolutely love him. I loved him when he was wrestling, and I love him now that he's acting. Then you've also got him next to the absolutely stunning, gorgeous Emily Blunt, who is good in everything she does, and is just absolutely fantastic. Then you throw in comedian Jack Whitehall, who I absolutely love as well. I love his stuff. I'm a big fan of his. And you throw all three of them into a movie, an adventure movie, and I'm right there to sign on to be watching this movie. Now, what did I think of this movie? I'll tell you right now, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought this movie was going to be absolutely god-awful because of all the things we've been hearing about it and how it's been delayed and stuff like that. So, I wasn't really expecting something, you know, awesome or anything like that. But I'll tell you right now, I'd be lying if I didn't say I had a good time. I laughed. I was excited. I was happy. It was a good time. It was a good time. Now, this movie isn't a perfect movie by any means. It has its flaws, and it has a lot of flaws. But overall, I actually had a lot of fun with this movie. And why did I have a lot of fun? Because I have to say, the chemistry of Emily Blunt and Dwayne Johnson and Jack Whitehall was just so much fun, so entertaining, that it carried the film the whole entire way. This movie is all about them, and they steal the show. They perform at their best. Let's start off with Dwayne Johnson. I just love this guy, and he's so good in this movie, playing this character. And the dad jokes he does is just so good in this. I laughed. I'm sorry, but I laughed at all the dad jokes. And maybe because I'm a dad, I don't know. But I laughed at him. And I thought he was absolutely charismatic. What am I trying to say? His charisma really came out, and it was just awesome. I ate it all up. Him and Emily Blunt bouncing off each other, the banter that they were given was just so infectious and just so heartwarming that I was just instantly attached to their relationship and what was happening between the two characters and the way they bounced off each other. That was brilliant. Emily Blunt was absolutely fantastic. She was stunning in this movie. She was great. Had no problems with her at all. I could watch her perform all day. All day. Her and Dwayne, all day. Throw in Jack Whitehall, who was absolutely brilliant in the comedic timing and comedic relief that we needed as well. And he was just awesome as well. Those three as a trio was just so much fun, and they carried it, and that's where I was drawn to, was their charisma, their relationship, their chemistry was just so infectious that I was there enjoying all of it because of them. Now, let's get into some of the flaws. I'm going to tell you right now, the CGI in this movie is not very good. It's not very good. It's actually quite bad in a lot of parts in that, so it sort of takes you out of the movie. But when you got the chemistry of the other three, you're more drawn to them, so you kind of take your eye off the CGI. But it is bad, and it's a shame because I think you could have done like really good CGI and this would have looked really good. But yeah, the CGI, just, it's out. The villain, I think there's two villains. One villain is quite funny and enjoyable. Not much to him, but he is funny and enjoyable, so you get used to him. The other one is just there. There's no real character to him or anything like that, and you don't feel anything for him. So I just didn't really care for it. The story, it's a pretty generic adventure story. Look, you're trying to get something, and you got to go on an adventure to get it. It's super, super generic. It's nothing we haven't seen before. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's nothing to really write home about. It's just pretty generic. So if you're looking for an adventure story with like this really, really cool story, this isn't the one. It's not a deep story. It's all, to me, this movie is all about the characters. And it's just about the trio that we follow and their charisma and their chemistry. That's what this movie rides on, and that's what it is. The whole third act is kind of like all over the place, to be honest. It's just jumbling all over the place, and the CGI just hurts it so much because it takes you right out of the movie. So when the action stuff is happening, you're sort of taken out by the CGI around it and stuff like that. This movie does have a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean and Indiana Jones feel to it. It has that feeling to it, but it's not executed on the level of them. I think they gave some homages to the Pirates of the Caribbean. There's certain scenes where I was looking and I was like, that looks very similar to something that they did in Pirates of the Caribbean and that. But yeah, that's kind of cool and all. The music really did feel like Indiana Jones. I mean, the music really did. I really enjoyed the music. It felt like it was an adventure when the music was on. I felt like when Emily was doing the stunts and she was like running across beams and jumping around like Jack Sparrow and Indiana Jones do, like you do in those adventure movies, with that music, it really gave me that vibe that I was on an adventure and it was cool. I was into it. But then there's other parts of it that are kind of like, ooh, okay, that's a bit weird. The pacing as well is a bit all over the place in this movie. I think you could really tighten this up. There's certain scenes that you didn't really need. But yeah, overall, I'm not going to lie. I had fun. I enjoyed it. I loved Emily Blunt. I loved Dwayne Johnson. I loved Jack Whitehall. I thought they were great in it. It's just a shame it's not a really overall awesome story or anything like that. This is a great family movie. That's what this is. You could take your kids in that and you could go, you'll have fun. They'll think it's cool and that. It's that type of movie. It's not a world breaker or anything like that. It's middle of the road, just fun family adventure movie. That's all it is. So let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of Jungle Cruise? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it in the comments below. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.